All right, let's get started. Welcome, everyone, and thank you for attending. I'm KJ Park, and I'm the Head of Growth and Strategy at Texada Software. We're absolutely thrilled to have you here. Today, we'll be showcasing features we have developed in the last few months, which include critical development highlights that's going to make it so much easier for you to run your business and hopefully earn you more revenue as a result. I do want to note that these features come largely from feedback by customers. So thank you, customers, for your feedback. And please continue to send them our way so that we can make it easier for you to use our platform. Just a few things before we start. You're welcome to submit questions below in the question box. And Kevin Bertrand, who is our marketing associate, and myself will be moderating the responses to the Q&A. We'll respond as they come in, but we may curate them as needed. And if we run out of time, we'll make sure to respond to all your questions by email. One other thing is that on your bottom right, there's a chat icon, which has been disabled for this webinar, just so that we can keep all conversations within the question box. We also hope to end by or before the hour. So with that, let me introduce you to our speakers today. First, we have our CEO, Nabil Kassam, who will provide a brief introduction to Texada. He is followed by Adam Croft, our Head of Product and Development, who is going to touch on some amazing new features around counter and service. After that is Anirudh Vijayvargiya, or Ani, and he will continue with some commonly requested feature updates for service and logistics. Following him is Muhammad Ali Saleh, or Mo, who is our data analyst, and he will go over our new analytics platform. We'll then wrap up the webinar by returning to Adam, who has a special announcement about the way Texada plans on transforming the way we provide value to our customers. Also followed by a quick sneak peek into the product roadmap ahead. Just to let you know, this webinar is being recorded, and we'll be sending you the recording afterwards. Again, please use the question box below for any questions or comments. With that, let me pass the presentation on to our CEO, Nabil.
Thank you everyone for joining us today for this event. Our mission at Texada Software is to make work easy and instant. And during these challenging times, that mission has never been more important. The rental industry is strong and resilient, and we are proud to be a part of it. Our software enables rental companies of all sorts, large and small, to seamlessly provide their services to people building homes, schools, roads, hospitals, and maintaining critical infrastructure that our communities need. Our team at Texada is comprised of technologists and professionals who have had years of experience operating rental businesses. And over the past few years, we have poured our energies into building a best-of-breed software platform that serves every aspect of a rental business. A complete software solution that combines back office, equipment maintenance services, dispatch and logistics, inventory management, e-commerce, analytics, and payment processing capabilities. Our objective is to be a cutting-edge, single turnkey software solution that a rental company can use to launch its business, or that a technology-embracing rental company can use to effectively scale into a multi-billion-dollar company. Among our customers is a company named Cooper Equipment that has grown with us from 25 employees to over 650 employees over the past decade. The times we are currently confronting present us with extraordinary challenges. But the pandemic is also accelerating technological changes that were already underway. If we do not adapt and improve our ways of doing things, we may be left behind. We at Texada believe that we are powerful together, and we are committed to getting through these challenging times together, and also to emerging stronger on the other side because we've embraced change and embraced technology tools that improve how we work. Our job in business and in life is to give luck a chance, to be prepared for opportunity. We believe that what we have built undoubtedly prepares us for the opportunities ahead. And with these tools in our businesses, we are most certainly giving luck the best chance so that we can thrive. Thank you again for being here, and we look forward to showing you what we've been working on.
All right, so I'm really excited to show off some of the stuff that we've done at Texada over the last 6 to 8 months or so, and there might even be a couple sneak peeks about what's coming up in an upcoming release for you guys as well. So the first thing I'm going to run through is e-signatures. So e-signatures allows you as a rental company to send a contract to your customer, and they're able to sign it from their own device, whether that's a phone because they're on the job site, whether that's from a computer because they're in the office. They're able to sign these documents. Those documents will be attached back to SRM against the contract, and you'll have a legally binding contract. So this is our contract screen in SRM. Here, I'm sure you're all very familiar with it. So we're going to click through and review the contract here. This is my contract totals, and you may have noticed the e-sign button here. So when I click into e-sign, I'm able to see existing contacts that are set up for this customer. So these are contacts that are set up to receive contracts. And I can either select one from the list, or I can actually enter in a email address for a contact who may be not in the system yet. So in this case, I'm just going to type in my own email address, and we're going to set there. I don't need to print a copy of it for myself right now, and off we go. So what it's doing now is it's generating the signature. It's going to send me an email to my email address because I'm the contact in this case. So let's grab that over here, and we're all done. All right, so I'm just going to drag this browser tab over. So this is the contract signature that I've received from our demo company 7 here. And I'm going to click Sign Contract. So the first step I can see here is I'm going to review the contract. So this is the contract as it was set up in SRM. These are all the details that we just saw. Everything looks great. We're going to go on to next. And because I'm not using a touchscreen device, I'm able to sign it right from here. So in this case, we're going to go, Adam Krupp is signing it. Perfect. And I'm going to choose this font. I've read it and accepted it, and I'm consenting to the use. If I happen to be using a touchscreen device, I can also sign by drawing my name, but in this case, we're just going to use the generated one here. Next. And then I can choose where it's sent. So I'm going to send myself a copy of this. Okay. And that's it. That's all it took. As a customer of the rental company, in this case, Demo Company 7, that contract's signed. All right, so I can grab this is the email I received. So again, I've sent it to myself because I typed it in, and we can see that the contract has now been signed. And this is a legally binding contract. So I can close out of these tabs here because I'm done with that. The other thing I'll show as well is that not only are you able to e-sign documents from within SRM, but you're also able to sign the documents through the new Texada platform as well. So when I click sign here, I have the option of doing the email. So that's the version we just went through. And we do also offer in person. So if you have a customer in front of you and you have a tablet, you're actually able to pull up the contract, click the in person option, and now you're able to hand the tablet over to the customer. So if we were on a tablet here, they'd be reviewing the contract. Again, it looks very similar to the e-signature we just went through. Click next. And they'd have the option of sign by drawing, which would be a default if they're using a tablet. So you can actually draw your signature. Fantastic. And again, just as we did before, accept it. Put your signer name. And off we go. Now you can put in your custom email address if they want to receive a copy of it. In this case, we'll send it over to Slobo. And we're completing it. And again, just like before, They've now completed it. They've now received an email copy of their contract, and everything's binding, and you're good to go. And the contract has been signed successfully. All right, so now you've completed the signature of the contract. Now you go through your normal daily business. You'll send the items out for rent. The customer will be super excited with your awesome service. They've now completed their rentals. You've done your rental return. And now your customer wants to look at their account. So the next thing I'm going to show you is our gateway platform, which allows your customers to actually be able to view everything about your business. So right now we're looking at this from the e-commerce side where, as you know, you can go in here and you can create rentals. You can view products that are available for rent, see rates, and actually create reservations directly in SRM from here as well. But what I really want to be showing you through is the customer access side today. So this allows your customers to be able to go online and have a self-service experience of everything that they're currently doing with you as a rental company. So the couple basic graphs here, they can see how their different categories are spent with you as a customer. They can see the seasonality to when they're actually doing business with you. And they can also see the aging. So this customer, they've got 30%, they got $300,000 in 90 days. So they really should be paying those. So let's take a look at these invoices. So now your customer's in looking at their own view of all of their business with you. So if we want to look at specifically our 61 to 90 days option, they can see, okay, these are all the different invoices that they have outstanding. We can look at, okay, we're going to pay this invoice, and this invoice. And again, your customer is able to do this all from their own device. They can do this from their computer, they can do this from their phone, whatever they want. It's a website that they're able to go to and do this any time of day. They never need to bother your receivable staff about viewing your or paying your invoices. So now we've got these 3 invoices to pay. And because they have Texada Pay, they're actually able to view and pay these invoices right online. So, yep, confirm these are the ones we want to do. Generate our order, and now it's a perfect spot where I can enter in my credit card information. So as the customer of the demo company here, I'm able to put my card in and click pay invoices, and as soon as they do that, these invoices will be paid directly in SRM. So their outstanding account balances will be reduced within SRM. Your receivable staff will be happy that they've received some payments, and they don't need to call this customer for those couple invoices. The other thing your customers are able to do from here is they can actually see the details of the invoices. So they can go in here and see, okay, this is an invoice. Was there any sales? Okay, this is what we were selling. This is what the customer bought. They can review the details, and they can actually download a copy of the invoice right here as well. So this is the same invoice as if it was generated directly from within SRM, but they're able to do it from their own computer on their own time, see all the details, say, oh, right, I remember that, and we're able to make a payment on that one. So I'm just going to close this out here. When they're looking at their invoices, they also have the ability of filtering by their date range. Over here, they can filter by how old the invoices are, as well as they can see all kinds of additional data, and they can see that by extending this. So if they want to see what sites it was on, when the contract was dated out, or any specific information about them, they can actually choose which of these filters to view, and they can create their own custom report of just the details they want. As soon as they do that, go in here and they can save this. So this is the custom view. Okay. So now we have this custom view. So anytime I want to view this specific set of information, I can do that all by myself. I also have the ability to download this report in Excel. And I have the ability of setting up custom reports and having them emailed to me on a regular cycle as well. Some of the custom reports you can set up are things like contracts that have invalid POs, items that are almost due. So a good reminder to your team that, hey, the skid steer went out, it's almost due next week. So we want to make sure we're going to get that returned or extend the rental if I do need to as well. And you can also receive an open contract report. So you can set up to receive every Monday. I'm going to see all the open contracts that I have with the demo company. If you want to view your rentals in more detail, you also have the rentals tab over here. So these are all the different items that are currently on rent from me, ABC Construction, and the rental company. I can see that some items are still on rent and I can see when they're due. If I want to look into more details on the item itself, I can click on the calendar view, which brings up our leniency calendar. So what this is showing me is right now, it's set to be returned on the 15th. So I can see, okay, if I return on the 15th, this is the price I'm going to pay. Or if I return on any date between the 2nd all the way to the 14th, it's going to cost me the same amount. So if I was thinking about returning on a Friday, by looking at the leniency calendar here, I can see, hey, because I get a couple of free days for every week I rent, it's actually the same price if I return on Monday. Fantastic. Even if I need it for only an hour or two over the weekend, that's the same price that's included in my rental. So I'm just going to click on the 21st here, and I'm going to update my due date. So what this does is it actually updates SRM with your new date due, which means that your asset availability in SRM is even more accurate, which is fantastic. And when it comes close to the 21st again, this customer is going to be reminded, hey, your rental is almost due. Do you want to extend your rental, or do you want to call for a pickup? With that in mind, I can actually see all the details of the contract, not just when it's due. So I can see all the details of this contract. I can see when it went out and any site information I may have for it, as well as the other items who are currently on this contract. And if I want to review a copy of the contract, I can download the contract here, just like I did with the invoice. Again, I can review all the details as though a rental company sent it directly to me, but in this case, I was able to do it all myself, which means the rental company was able to focus on other customers and doing more important things than just sending me a copy of my contract. If I close the other tab here, I'm able to request a service request. So if this piece of equipment wasn't performing to the standards that I expected of it, I could request that the rental company would come and service it. So I do also have the ability of requesting a pickup. So I can say, yeah, these two items I'm definitely going to be done with. And the pickup date I want to pick it up for is, like we looked on the other calendar, the 21st at 8 a.m. Sounds fantastic. Oh, forgot to put my name in here. So Adam's requesting the pickup and save. And what's to happen now is this pickup ticket was created in SRM. So if you're using Fleet Logic to dispatch your pickup and delivery drivers, this pickup ticket is now sitting in there for the 21st. So you can send a driver out at that time. All right, so the next thing I'm going to be showing off is a little bit of a sneak peek. It's something that's not quite out yet, but it's something that's coming in the release. And if you're a Texada Pay customer, you can request to start using it. It's a beta feature that we're calling Send Invoice for Payment by Email. It's a beta feature that's going to allow you to send an email to your customers with a link in it where they can actually pay off the invoice. So let's head back into the new platform here. We're going to jump over to invoices in our list here. And for a demo, let's look at ones that were created today. So I've got this invoice that's ready to go for our good friends at ABC Construction. And I can review the details of the invoice here. I can update anything I want and say, yeah, I'm going to send this one for payment. So again, I'm showing you coming through the Texada web interface, but you will also be able to do this from within SRM as well. So if I put in a custom email address, again, in this case, I'm going to put my own in. And we're going to send this for a payment. So I just received an email. All right, so the email was now sent. So I'm going to jump over to my inbox here. And I received an email, so I'm just going to bring it over and drop it over here. It looks very similar to our signature, so I'm going to pay my invoice. And this is the invoice that we were just looking at. So it's got a hard hat and a safety switch. Yep, everything looks good. We're going to proceed. And now I'm able to put in my credit card information, or I'm able to put in a bank account. So bank account processing has much cheaper fees, which is fantastic for you as a rental company. So you still are able to collect the money from your customer, but you're going to save money on processing fees. This example, we'll just use a credit card. We're able to put in the credit card number, the name, and all the important details here. And I want to draw your attention to two more parts down here. So the first one is the ability for them to save the payment method for future invoices. So if your customers opt to do this, you'll be able to actually see this payment method in SRM. And as soon as you generate an invoice for them, so whether it's through a rental return or through a miscellaneous invoice because they just bought something at the counter, you're actually able to use this card that they've saved on file, and card being both credit cards or bank accounts. You're able to use that card that's now been saved on file and process a payment for your customer right away. The other option is if they opt into auto pay, new invoices can be automatically paid with this payment method. So instead of asking your customer for consent to charge their card each time, by opting to auto pay, you're able to automatically charge the card. One of the great spots where this can be used is within cycle billing. So if you set a customer with a payment method on file with auto pay, when you create a contract for them and then cycle bill that contract, those invoices will be generated and paid all in one shot. You don't have to go through and manually pay a bunch of invoices. You don't have to call the customer and try and grab their card information, or possibly, in terrible situations, be storing that card information in a way that's not secure. By allowing your customers to keep that card information on file, you're able to be PCI compliant. You're able to make it super easy for your customers to create contracts without having to do credit checks because you have their payment information, and you have the ability to automatically generate those and pay them right away. So I always recommend encouraging your customers to use autopay so that any invoices you generate can automatically be paid off right away. Super easy for you and super easy for your customers. So as I said, this is a feature that's not quite out yet. It's going to be out in the next couple weeks. And if you are using Texada Pay, you can let us know that you want to opt in to start trying out the new pay invoice by email method. If you want to learn more about Texada Pay, please reach out to your sales rep. They'd be more than happy to walk you through everything I've shown you today, as well as all the other benefits you'd receive by using Texada Pay to collect payments from your customers. It makes it easy and way faster for you guys to get paid. And the last thing that I'm going to be showing you today is our rental board. So the first thing I want to draw your attention to is that you actually have the ability to create your own custom views. So right now I've got a custom view loaded called Standard. If I want to switch to another one, I can just load, and I'm looking at the head office view. So these are all the items that are in the head office. If I want to customize this view and say now I've got head office and I want to look at just items specifically in a specific class, I can do that here. So let's look at my class 10, which is my aerial access and ladders. And now I'm looking at things in my head office and things that are in class 10. So if I want to save this as my new custom view, I can save as, and I'm going to call it head office aerial. So now I've saved this custom view. I can come back to this view at any time. I can also flip back to previous views. I can also download an Excel of everything I'm looking at here as well. But because I'm showing you the rental board, let's see what that looks like. The rental board makes it really easy to visualize everything that's happening in your fleet at any given time. So right now, I'm looking at all kinds of different assets that are in my head office and in my class 10. If I want to look at even more items at a time, I can flip to looking at small cards, and I can even make my screen scroll faster by saying every 10 seconds, and I can even change what colors the different statuses are showing up. So if I save my preferences there, now I'm seeing even more items. I can see which items are on contract. I can see which ones are available. I can see on work orders, as well as all the different custom status codes I have in the system. If any qualify for that, they'll also appear here and they'll be colored. If I want to drill into a specific item, I can click onto it. I can see basic information like the make and model and manufacturer if it's filled out. And if I want even more details, I can go to asset details, or I can view the contract that it's on. All of this information is real time. So as items are added to a contract, their rental returned and become available again or put on a work order, these little tiles will automatically refresh. Because I've set my paging to every 10 seconds, you'll see every 10 seconds this is constantly scrolling, and it's all real time. We have customers who are using this in their rental operations to replace what used to be a whiteboard and popsicle sticks, or we have other customers using it in the workshop to just show all the items that are on a work order for specific high volume classes and groups that they want to make sure are going to get turned over as soon as possible. All right, and now that I've run through my parts of the platform here, I'm going to pass it over to Ani to show you some more cool stuff.
So let's talk about standalone inspections. Standalone inspections are those inspections which are not on a work order and can be done independently on an asset. So these could be periodic inspections or post or pre-rent inspections, done quickly in the yard. So I'll take you through the flow. This is our mobile app. Now to start a standalone inspection on an asset, you have to first find that asset. For that, you click this hamburger menu, click Asset Management, search for that asset, or if you have that asset in front of you, you could use the barcode scan option here. For now, I'll use this particular asset. Once I've located the asset, I'll go to the second tab on Inspections. This here will list all the previous inspections done on this asset. I'll just go to this floating button here to create a new inspection. So the default inspections that are associated with this asset get loaded. But in case you want to do some other inspections that are allowed for this asset, all you have to do is click this button, Add Form. I'm going to do a Boom Advanced along with the regular inspections. So that inspection form is now loaded. As you can see, there are lots of options on the inspection forms. The standard one is the checklist item. In case some of the items are not applicable to your inspection, you could make them as not applicable. You could attach photos if there are any photo elements in your inspection form. I'll just select from image gallery. Let's take this one. You can add text comments or any text fields. You could select the asset status or set an asset status from the inspection from here itself. I'll select available for now. Update the meter reading. And just basically submit. This is the review screen where you could take a look at all the entries that you've made. On the final screen, the technician can sign, and of course they can email it to an email address. You could also add a custom email address here. For now, I'm just going to use the system populated one. And this email will also contain a PDF of the inspection, which will be in a printed format. And that's about it. That's all you have to do to do a standalone inspection on Texada mobile app. I'll quickly show you how the inspection form looks like. There you have it. That's the inspection that we just completed. Next, we are going to be talking about some of the logistics pieces of our application. Let's talk about ticket scheduling. Now, ticket scheduling has got two sections in the feature. The first section, as you can see on the top, comprises of the list of delivery and pickup tickets. The second section below has a map, which is the cool part about this feature. So as you can see, it's pretty visual in nature, and I'll show you how easy it is to assign a delivery ticket to a driver. All you have to do is just grab a ticket from here and just drop it into the driver's queue. And you can see that the driver's route is visible on the map, and also the driver would get instant notification on their mobile app that a ticket has been assigned to them. And you can see on the map there's an unassigned blue marker which signifies a pickup ticket. So since the driver is anyway going to this location, so This map actually helps you identify as a dispatcher which pickup tickets which are lying idle can be assigned to a driver which is already in a nearby area. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to assign this ticket as the fourth item on the driver's run list. And the sequence that the dispatcher selects here is the exact sequence that the driver sees on his mobile app. To see any more further details on the ticket, all you have to do is just double click the line item and it opens up the ticket in more details. Another cool section that we've added is the attachment section, which basically allows you to send any site permits or any other documentation that the driver would need to make that particular ticket delivery or a pickup. That is how easy it is to use ticket scheduling. Hope you liked it. Thanks for watching.
Hi everyone, my name is Mohammed Ali Saleh and I'm the data analyst here at Texada Software. Over the last few months, we've been working on a new tool called Texada Analytics that I would like to showcase today. Some of you may recognize this tool and the screen in front of you, as we've partnered with Microsoft's flagship tool, Power BI, to bring you this tool. However, before I begin, I'd like to mention two pieces of disclaimer. Everything you see here today is all demo data that has been intentionally created for this purpose. Also, I will not be showcasing all the reports that will be available to customers if they choose to sign up. I will be, however, showcasing to you some of the reports that you can expect to see in Texada Analytics, with a bigger focus on the value this tool can provide to your business. I'm sure many of you will be able to relate to this next scenario. You've just sat down to figure out what pieces of equipment to invest in next. Of course, nobody knows your business better than you do, but wouldn't it be nice to have some data to back up the decisions that you make? A lot of people in our industry are using utilization numbers to determine what assets to invest in, analytics around payables and receivables to determine what customers and vendors to focus on, and analyzing numbers like rental rates to determine whether changes in rates are in line year over year. These are just some of the many use cases for what you can possibly use Texada Analytics to help with. That being said, let's dive right into what the interface looks like. You will see here the report that we're calling Invoice History. Everything to do with historical invoice data to spot trends in seasonality, to analyzing customer invoice data to paint a clear picture of who the big players for your business are. On the left-hand side, you will see the different pages that make up this report, and on the right-hand side, you will see a filter panel. On this specific page, you have an invoice map that shows an invoice visualization that shows invoice numbers over time and an invoice breakdown by division. Every visualization that you see here is drill down capable. What this means is that I can click into the specific years and drill down into the months that make up that year. For example, clicking into 2016 gives me the months that make up 2016. Also, Texada Analytics has great functionality where clicking on one visualization filters the other visualization. For example, clicking on Pico Rivera, a division for this customer, will filter the other visualizations to just show Pico Rivera's data. Similarly, picking on Ventura, another division, will show just Ventura's data on the other visualization. We've gone ahead in some pages and included filters right on the page. You will see here right at the top, we have the classes and the groups for this customer. Clicking out of air compressors, you will see data being plotted for all the classes and all the groups, where the customer will have the ability to look at all the classes that make up his inventory. Clicking into one specific class will filter the data for that specific class, and drilling down into classes will show the different groups that make up that class. Another page of the invoice history report is the invoice map visualization, where customers will be able to see the different geographical locations where they are most busy. Zooming into California, Seems like this customer has done a lot of revenue in the area. We've also included tabular data in each one of the reports. This will enable customers to reconcile the numbers with what they're seeing on the visualizations so that there is no discrepancies. Moving on to the dollar and time utilization reports, the 2x2 that everybody is talking about. We've plotted here the year and month so that you can pick a specific time period to view the dollar and time utilization numbers for. And we've also given you the ability to pick class and group description right here on the page. You will see all the classes listed here for this customer, and I've picked forklift, reach, and attachments. You will see all the products plotted here by dollar utilization on the y-axis and time utilization on the x-axis. We've also included metrics like asset performance, where you can pick a specific class and a specific group to see the asset performance relative to the different products that make up that class. You will also see average group revenue and average group expenses for that specific group that you picked. Moving on to a different page, you will see that same asset performance over time. So you can determine what the asset was performing at many years ago versus what it's performing at today, to determine whether it's time to let go of the asset or whether it has a few more years left in it. There is a number of reports that are in Texada Analytics today that I'm not going to be showcasing. Reports around accounting, asset location, average rental rates, and the general ledger reports, as well as reports that are on the roadmap to be included in Texada Analytics. You also have the ability to create your own reports with the datasets that we provide you. You will have the ability to create your own titles and save these visualization and these reports so that you can access them later. You have the ability to create different visualizations with that same data. For example, here I'm going to create a report with a title. This is a custom report. Wow, this is so cool. Bold this. And then this is a pie chart that I have selected here. And I can pick the division name. And for example, the total amount on invoices. I can easily change this to a different visualization, for example, a bar chart. Or if I wanted, I could present it just as tabular data, but we'll leave it as a pie chart. And then I can save as for the next time you log in. And if we save it, it will show up the next time you log in. We've also included the ability to access a lot of these visualizations on your mobile phone. So you would need to download the Power BI application from the Google App Store or the App Store on your iOS device. And a lot of using the logins that you would log into Texada Analytics on the web, you would log into your phone and you'd be able to access a lot of the visualizations and what's called dashboards. For example, we explored previously a total invoice amount by time breakdown, which you will see here. Clicking on the visualization expands it so that it's full screen, which makes it easier to view on a mobile phone. You can also see the geographical location map that we looked at earlier, plotted here on the phone. I can zoom into a specific geographical location. Again, zooming into California shows that this customer was very busy in California. Today, I've just covered some of the many features that are available in Texada Analytics. And if you would like to see all that's available in Texada Analytics, as well as discuss what's on the roadmap for future releases, please reach out and we'd be more than happy to help schedule a demo with you. Thank you and have a wonderful day.
All right, so next I'm going to run through some other updates that we've introduced into our product that are still pretty major features, but we don't have time to show them all. So I'll kind of run through a couple of them quickly here. If you do want to see all the updates that have happened to the Texada products, you can find all the release notes at help.texadasoftware.com and check out the release notes section. There's also a handy link for that on your SRM login page. Some of the other major features are that we did a complete overhaul in what the Texada mobile app looks like. So we've introduced more unified colors, made some of the screens easier to flow through, and overall just made it more consistent and easier to use. We brought in a pretty large feature for your purchasing team. So we've introduced the purchase order approval process, which means you can let any employee create a purchase order up to a certain amount, and anything beyond that has to be approved. So this is really good for companies where they want to have maybe they want to let their mechanics create a purchase order, or their service managers, but they want to make sure that those service managers are getting approval when they're buying an engine that's maybe $5,000. So you're able to set an approval chain, which all the purchase orders would flow through, which makes it really easy for you to control who's doing the purchasing in your company, but still giving them access to create those purchase orders and let you understand why they want to purchase those items. Next one we did was work order deposits. So for any of our customers that are doing a lot of work orders, especially those that are servicing other people's equipment, being able to take a deposit before you go and order that engine makes it sure that you're going to get the money from the customer because you've already taken that deposit up front. Another feature we brought in for Texada Mobile, which is kind of cool, is now we're actually using machine learning to look at the historical data of your company and your assets and how they were serviced, and actually be able to recommend parts directly to your mechanics when they're creating the work order. When they click add parts, that list will be automatically populated with the most used parts for that asset based on the make, model, and engine type. So if you're always servicing a Skyjack 19-foot scissor that's electric, you'll always be getting the recommended parts for that particular model. Makes it really easy for your mechanics to find their parts as fast as possible, which means they get to spend more time servicing the equipment and less time searching around for parts. Another big addition we've done this year is we've automated over 7 more reports that are in SRM, so both added additional functionality to them, but also made them easier to be received automatically by your team. You can check out all the automated reports in SRM under the automatic job reporting, and you can see which reports can be automated for you, such as the salesman report, new acquisitions report, and a lot more. Another big thing we brought in over the last couple of years and made it more formal this year is our software development kit. So we get requests by our customers to integrate with a lot of different third-party vendors. Sometimes our customers are creating their own apps. So by opening up our software development kit to our customers so that they can let anybody else integrate with their data, it's enabled all kinds of new things to be powered by the Texada platform. We have one customer who wants to use it to help a third-party propane sales tool generate invoices from within their system into our customer system, making it really easy for everybody to get paid. We've got a customer who wants to use it for a salesman app that they're building internally. We have another customer who wants to push the customer list from SRM into their CRM. All of this and tons more is available through the software development kit, and there's hundreds of APIs available. If you think that you're looking to have a vendor integrate with SRM or with any of the Texada platform, just let your account executive know, and we can be more than happy to walk you through a demo of everything that's available in the software development kit. So really the thing on everyone's mind is what's next for Texada? We've seen all kinds of cool stuff already today, and what's the future hold? So I'm going to give you a little bit of a sneak peek of what's coming in the next release and should be in your hands in the next 2 weeks. So the first one we've already shown off is the Texada Pay invoices by email. Another feature in this release is we're expanding the size of the work order comments. So we found customers' feedback is that sometimes their mechanics want to leave a longer comment instead of splitting in multiple lines. We've actually extended that field. We've made some enhancements to the way maintenance schedules are handled in FleetLogic. We've enhanced the email formatting within SRM. So we've made it easier for your email signature can now include images. It can now be a lot more formatted and rich text. And we updated the templates as well. Another big change that's come up from a lot of customers is with regards to auto services. So when you're using auto services, sometimes their customers use it for EPA fees or fuel charges or cleaning fees automatically. Now you're actually able to override those amounts directly on the contract without having to delete the services and add a whole new line. This way it keeps it consistent with your reporting and makes it a lot easier for your frontline team to keep everything up to date. Another piece we've added in this release is allowing you to be able to reprint inspection forms directly from within the FleetLogic web application. Now we're looking a little bit further out, and some of the major pieces that are coming to the overall Texada platform are that we're going to be adding rental return directly in Texada Web. So rental return is one of the most used screens of all of our products. And we're going to be bringing that with a whole new interface to make it even faster and easier for you to return equipment and generate invoices and get paid right away. We're also going to be adding Texada Pay support for reservations. So when you're in SRM and you're creating a reservation, you want to capture that card on file to be used in the future, whether it's through the cycle billing or through rental return. You'll be able to do that as well. Similar to what Ani showed off with scheduling for tickets, we're going to be bringing in work order scheduling to make it really easy to see what's on your mechanic's plate, so that when you're assigning work, you know everything that they have going on, and you can reorder the work or even move the work over to other mechanics if one mechanic's getting a little bit too overloaded. We're also going to bring new features to the dashboard and the FleetLogic website, making it even easier for you to see all the information you need to action for your business. And that's just going to be something that's going to keep enhancing over time as well. Similar to our send email to get your invoices paid by your customer from their own computers or from their own tablets or from their own phones, we're also going to enable you to collect contract deposits and reservation deposits via the same email method. Next one is a really big one. After rental return, our most common screen is contracts. So that's going to be a big job that we're going to be undertaking, bring that into the new interface and making it even easier to use and even faster for you to create those contracts. And lastly, we're going to be enhancing the way the mobile app works even more. We're getting tons and tons of feedback as users are adopting the Texada mobile app. This is helping us decide where we can improve it and how we can make it even easier for your mechanics to use. Just as a quick comparison here, the current rental return screen is on the left and the new one is on the right. So as you can see, it's a very different experience, but you'll be able to find your contract quickly, choose which items are going to be returned, and go all the way through the process, just like you can in SRM today, but in a much faster interface. Plus, it'll be consistent with all your other users who are getting used to using FleetLogic and making it even easier for your new employees to get up to speed. So next I'm going to be talking about what the future holds for Texada and our entire product portfolio. So we start off with our core SRM in rental management, and then over the past couple of years we've added the mobile apps for field service and maintenance. We've added e-commerce tools with Gateway. We've added Texada Pay to make it even faster and easier for you to get paid with integrated payment processing. We've got our visual reporting with Texada Analytics and our full finance and accounting backend in SRM as well. Because all of these pieces work together, instead of having a bunch of different products, we're actually making it even easier for you to use the entire platform for your business. So what this means is over the coming years, Texada customers will be able to transition from using just one product to using the whole platform based on whichever interface is best suited for your users at that time. So going forward, customers will be able to choose the platform that's the right size for them. So whether it's Texada Core for really small businesses with very basic rental transactions, Pro where they're a mid-sized company, they may have a couple branches, they have hundreds of assets or more, they want to use the mobile apps for field service and your logistics, or whether you want to go all the way to enterprise and use the entire platform all in one inclusive price. This way, instead of having to have some of your users logging into SRM and other users logging into FleetLogic, now it's just going to be one platform under the Texada brand. So we're going to be bringing more and more experiences from what is today the Texada SRM interface into what is going to be the Texada web app. So today you notice FleetLogic on the web, you notice FleetLogic on the mobile app, but now it's just going to be Texada. So it's Texada SRM, it's Texada web, and it's Texada mobile. Similar to what I showed you before there with rental returns, that's a really powerful SRM feature that we're going to be adding to Texada web. So anybody who's using the Texada platform will be able to use that feature and be able to get that experience for their users. Same with the contracts and all the other things that are coming in the future. Current SRM and FleetLogic customers, you don't have to make any changes. You're not going to be forced to convert to the new tiers. You can continue to use things as you are today. If you want to switch from using SRM today to using the entire Texada platform, where you'll have access to all the new features we were just talking about, you can do that. Just contact your sales rep. If you're not sure who that is, just email sales@texadasoftware.com. The last thing I want to sign off with today is we want to hear from you. We want our users to help us better understand the problems you're facing, the challenges you see, and how we as a company can help you succeed. We've done this with our Texada community, so you may have noticed that we've did a little quiet launch of Texada Community. You may have seen it on your landing page when you go to log into SRM. You can go to community.texadasoftware.com. You can create your own account, and there you can see the ideas that are being suggested for products. You can add your own ideas. You can vote and comment on other people's ideas on how, if this was implemented, how it would help your business. And all of this helps provide information to our product team, which helps form the roadmap of what things get developed. For example, one of the items on the upcoming roadmap of being able to use Texada Pay in the reservations came from the Texada community. A real SRM user said, hey, I'm using Texada Pay. It'd be really helpful if we could also access it through the reservations screen. It seemed like a very simple, very useful idea that all of our customers could benefit from. So we put it into the roadmap as something that we're going to be releasing in a future release. The second way you can have your say into the way the Texada platform evolves over the coming years is through the customer advisor group. So it's going to be a group of users of Texada products who will be able to provide your industry perspective on the challenges you're facing. There's going to be components where there's surveys, or it's going to be a one-to-one call with a member of the product team if we're looking at a specific area of the application. So for example, we're looking at the way work orders are scheduled in your company. You can have a conversation with the product team and provide your insights on how your company currently assigns work. And those insights will be incorporated in the way the product's built. You're also going to be able to see new designs of features before they're developed to get your company's perspective and your feedback. And you may even be able to get early access to new features. Plus, there'll be ongoing calls every couple months for the entire customer advisor group where we'll have a real conversation about what's going on in the industry. If you think the customer advisor group sounds interesting to you or somebody at your company, you can get all the details by going to the community.texadasoftware.com, and the information's under the General tab. I do want to thank you for joining us today. I've really enjoyed showing off what we've been working on and showing off what's upcoming. And thank you for all the questions you've been entering. We're going to answer them now.